Hi everyone, this is Roxas1D59. Welcome back to Let's Play Sonic 06. Last time, we dealt with the asshole commander of the Soliana Guard and met up with Knuckles, where Knuckles gave us a card telling us that Eggman is in the White Acropolis. In this episode, we're gonna go and be wannabe Sonic heroes in White Acropolis because there is a mountain nearby Soliana. So, let's go. And we start off on a snowboard. Probably the worst control, one of the worst controls in this entire game, believe it or not. This is no ice cap zone from Sonic Adventure 1, that's for sure. So, how does this thing work? Well, it goes in one direction, which is forward. If you just so happen to get turned around, guess what? You can't turn around again. Take this from experience. You actually can't. You cannot turn around and you'll have to start over or die. Hold down the X button and you will do a jump. That is, of course, if you hold it right and if the game decides, okay, I like how long you were holding it for and I like the area in which you jumped in. Otherwise, I'm going to kill you for all other instances. This thing is atrocious. Luckily, we only control it twice for it, and that was beautiful right there. Sonic doesn't take any damage from most things when tumbling, despite, you know, in Mach speed sections, that being the case. But enemies and spike balls will damage him like that. And so, pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much how this is. We only have to control this twice, thank God, and Sonic is tumbling a lot. Oh, I guess those snowballs hurt you too. And guys, want that Sonic Adventure 1 nostalgia? Well, congratulations, you have it in the form of a giant single snowball clipping through a mountain. What's even better about this thing is, you might have noticed how I instantly stopped there for a second. The reason for that is because the camera and the controls instantly shift when the camera angle changes around like that, like it is right now. And what ends up happening? How did I die? Okay, that was something. So pretty much when the camera controls change around like that, what ends up happening is you end up completely stopping because you have to change directions. It's not a seamless transition in the slightest. And as you saw right there, when the camera was doing that again, that ended up getting me killed because I guess I got hit by some debris. I have no idea what it did. This thing has rubber band AI, so keep that in mind. And, right, hold down the X button and jump. Good, I managed to make it in time. So let's go through here, and now we're done with the snowboarding section, which means we only have one more in the game when dealing with Sonic, thank God. Now with the snowboarding section, like I said before, if you get hit backwards, it ends up not being fun. And one other thing you also can't do that I found out, I'll explain this when I get to the next Sonic section, which should be right now, actually, I believe. Well, after this loading screen, because, you know, can't have that whole level load in one loading screen. No, I discovered something in my practice file. And I didn't realize this, and I can't believe I didn't mention it. When you're on a dash panel, you can't jump. You cannot jump when you hit a dash panel. You will end up doing nothing, actually. And all you can do is just go forward and everything. In fact, you can't really directionally influence anything. So, right? As you can see right there, as the dash panel is still active, I'm hitting the X button right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I barely was able to jump right then. So as long as the dash panel sound effect, for the most part, goes on, you won't be able to jump. That's bad design. Like, terrible, terrible design. Like, why would Sega even do this? And again, I question most of the things in this game. Alright, so here, you can just tap the X button, and you can constantly jump like this, and break that. Because, you know, you're totally supposed to do that. Oh, wait, what's that? Searchlights is supposed to be bad? There was Tails, and how are you telepathically communicating with me? I'm curious. Alright, that time I managed to jump, for the most part. Another thing that you also can't do is you can't use directional influence in Mach speed sections. I'll explain that later when we get to the next Mach speed section. But for right now, let's go up and control Tails with his infinitely ring bombs of death. And one thing that I really hate is the fact that Tails cannot just fly up in one direction. He can't just simply fly up and stay in the same area. He ends up just constantly moving no matter what you do. And that's something it feels awkward at times when you don't want to go to places, but you have to. Now, for these searchlights, one interesting thing, and a practice file, and actually a scrap recording I did of this, I haven't been saving for that, so in case I needed to redo them, I ended up missing that searchlight right there. But I ended up moving on, because there are things that are blocking your way, but I managed to jump over them. What ended up happening, though, I destroyed these two searchlights right here. Well, then I went back, and I ended up getting the other searchlight back there. When I came back here, the searchlights had respawned. That's actually something that's not only happened in this instance. I've had an instance in which, see, look right there. I clearly broke that one, and it respawned. Okay, that is actually something that the PS3 version of this game, I've noticed more than the 360 version, does a lot. I've actually had that happen to me in Silver Story in a certain area. And see, look, this gate is supposed to open once all of the lights are gone. So let's go right here and just ignore this.
From here.
Yeah, you'll take it from here, which is why it puts you right there. I never understood that right there, and that actually happens in a lot of character switching sections. You will be facing the opposite direction of where you need to go. In fact, you'll usually be facing the door in which you have to go right there. There is a possibility that you can glitch, skip the tail section entirely, and end up just going straight to Sonic, and then have two Sonic show up on the screen. That is a common glitch that a lot of people like to do. But right now, I just skipped a good majority of walking around down there, because why would I want to do that? So then I could just go up here, and break, and boing, and time for grinding! Grinding in this game, what do you do to go faster? Nothing! This is the first game in which pretty much you don't have to hit any button or anything for grinding, and that is something I do have to give to 06 for starting, because really I wasn't a fan of that, and Unleashed, when they had the boosted when you can do on grinding, that was fine. I hate having to keep my balance and having to hold and mash a button in order for grinding to go faster. The only case in the case of Sonic Heroes, through what I mean, is constantly tapping it. But here's the end of the stage. This stage is really easy to get the S rank on, actually. As you can see, I already got it, so
That was incredible.
it's extremely easy to get the S rank on this one, even if you end up dying a lot. So there we go. That finishes it. So let's go and give Eggman a little visit. But first, a useless medal! Or two, because we got the S rank!
You're late.
Sorry, couldn't find the dip.
Well, we had to deal with your little pets.
Where's Elise?
My, aren't we impatient?
Sonic!
You better not move. Now, the Chaos Emerald. Place it there.
Huh? What?
No! It's no use. It's too powerful for you to overcome. Now, allow me to introduce you to my latest creation. This is the Solaris prototype. With this machine, I'll be able to control the flow of time itself.
Where have I seen this before? Hold on, it'll come to me. That's right.
Rest assured, they're not dead. Yet. They've just been teleported by my glorious invention to another time. Who knows where they'll end up? It could be in the distant past or far future.
Eggman.
But my machine still requires
that's a bad
some
idea to send them into the
fine-tuning.
past.
In fact, what my machine needs in order to be complete is your power.
My power?
Yes, I can finally complete my plans, now that I have the Chaos Emeralds and you. The Princess of Soliana. That's all I need to revive the flames of disaster. And with its power, I will be able to control everything and rule the world. So, you would be wise to remain on my good side.
You know, Eggman, it's a terrible idea to send them into the past because of the butterfly effect. They could easily undo your plan with the knowledge that they have right now of what you're going to do, and then, hell, even prevent you from existing! That's why you program where you're going back in time!
Oh!
Nailed it. And the Russian judge gives a 3.
Boy, do I feel dizzy. Where are we?
Oh, look who's here. I didn't expect to see you guys.
Rouge! Shadow!
Hi.
Oh, there's Shadow.
Long time no see.
This is the distant future, far removed from our own timeline.
The future? Then that means Eggman's machine can control time!
Like he said it could!
Eggman's got some nerve dropping us here.
Now, how can we get back to our own time?
You need a space-time rift, but this requires a lot of energy. I see. You mean using your chaos control will... Yes, but that alone is insufficient. Okay, Shadow. It looks like we need to work together.
And our plan is going to be getting Chaos Emeralds, right? No! We gotta find the database in Crisis City! So, as I said before, Shadow the Hedgehog is voiced by Jason Griffith in this, and Rouge the Bat is voiced by Kathleen Delaney for it, so there's no real things that are different there. It's still the 4 kids act. You know what they say, third time's the charm! So I probably cut out the other 2 instances of what happened, but one other thing that you guys need to keep in mind about the snowboarding. When you're jumping, you cannot change your direction. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you have no directional influence at all when jumping in the air with this snowboard. You better hope to dear God you jump in the right area, otherwise you're fucked. So, not only that, though, this area right here is the last snowboarded section in the game, and is where I discovered the glitch in which if Sonic gets turned around into a 180, which is possible if the enemies hit you in the right area, what'll end up happening is Sonic will end up going up the incline slowly, and you cannot turn back around. Your only method of winning is to die. Bullshit death! Okay, I'm keeping that one in. That was bullshit. Okay? Because I... Just like that is. Okay, that managed to stop that. Whew. I managed to go at an incline at a bit, but that was a bullshit death if I ever saw one, that's for sure. I almost got killed again, but luckily I got that life beforehand. But, oh my god, what killed me? The worm spawned, but I only got hit, and I should have passed through him, but I kept going forward, but it counted me as dead. 06 programming for the win! You know what's actually sad? I actually had an easier time with Crisis City inside of my practice file. I did not get that many glitches besides the initial one in Crisis City in which I got turned around and I couldn't turn myself back around. Fuck you, Iblis Worm, and the fact that I can't use directional influence when jumping. Why, in a 3D platformer, can I not directionally influence where I'm going to land? That's stupid. But, nonetheless, another loading screen. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like loading, because Crisis City has 4 of these. There are 4 different sections of Crisis City in general. The total stage, if done extremely fast, can be done in, I believe, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And all of them are split up by this. So enjoy. So we still have to find the database. You know, maybe the database will tell us how to get home. Well, we kind of need, you know, a lot of energy, so we need a Chaos Emerald. So will the database tell us where a Chaos Emerald is? Haha, just wait. And watch some programming. See that enemy, how he flew back there? He's programmed not to die in this game, but something ends up happening in which he ends up dying instantly. It's something that's wrong with the coding in this game, in which the enemy will snap back. And basically, how it's functioning in this game is, if you are off screen for too long, the enemy is considered dead. So, yeah. Now, one thing also, remember, you can't really change your direction that well on a dash pad, so don't hit it! So just do this. I always use this method. This is how you get to a Soliana medal, so I've never actually used the other method. But here we have these worms! I want to kill one of these assholes after what happened last time, so you dick. So in the meantime, die, and there's a checkpoint right here, so I don't have to go through this again. And boing, boing. Whee! Oh look, another Soliana medal. Oh look, I almost died. That was close. So pretty much, what are these creatures? These are known as Iblis beings. The only one I officially know its name for is Iblis Worm, which is pretty obvious. I forget what the hounds are officially called, but there's Iblis Worms. I believe these are, I want to say Iblis Phoenixes.
Okay.
There we go, managed to do it. Right, and whee! So these are pretty much all of the creatures that help destroy the city. So their names are with Iblis though, so I'm pretty sure we're going to find somebody called that sooner or later. But what is the purpose of this building? Automated dash panels. The best. And I don't know why, because you can't change your direction with the influence that well when on dash panel. You can't grab some of those rings because of it. Truly the programming of legends. Now, fun fact, this section of Crisis City right here, for those of you who have ever actually seen the multiplayer stuff that I did with the Afro Battler, Link Paradox, Mr. Be a Dragonite, and Mad Cat, this section of Crisis City is in the multiplayer map pack for it. So you can do this for multiplayer in Crisis City, and okay, that one just instantly died, so boop, boop, wee, wee, wee. And Spinel, which is programmed the same if you end up managing to dodge the dash panel, but, you know, can't really change direction on dash panels, so, ow! There's glass in my eye. Next loading screen. And now we're in a jet stream. And instead of doing what an actual jet stream would do, in which it would actually end up killing us, this jet stream is friendly with platforms that are quite convenient. Now, this is another mix of the Crisis City track that I believe this one was used more in for the classic Crisis City when it came to it. I know that the jet stream section was used for classic more as well. I do like Crisis City's music. It's one of my favorite stage music in this entire game, actually. I just love it, and I almost died right there.
Okay.
There we go. And whoa. Iblis Worm. Hi. Hi. Bye. Bye. That guy just looked like he was flailing in the air, like, you know, reacting to how one should react when they are trapped inside a jet stream. Oh well. Well, let's go through this on these convenient platforms and see if you guys can spot the Sonic Adventure running gag reference. There wasn't one inside of, you know, the last Sonic game for Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog or for Sonic Heroes. So, go this way. 1, 2, you guys see it? And now to the last section, which is a Mach Speed section. This one is goddamn bad, but it has probably one of the most famous lines from Crisis City and one of the famous lines from Sonic 06. It's also a wonderful t-shirt that I am wearing, because I made sure to do that for this part in particular.
That tornado's carrying a car.
That tornado is indeed carrying a car, Sonic. Hey, Roxas, what happened to your score? Mach Speed section in Crisis City. This thing is a clusterfuck of fun. And the fact, again, that you cannot directionally influence yourself in the air when you jump will be your hindrance. That is what's bad about this. Even the tiniest debris from this, a small tire, a hubcap, will kill you. As was apparent inside of what happened earlier in White Acropolis. So, yeah, this thing is not fun when you end up doing it. The problem is, if you can directionally... I would have probably more fun with Mach speed sections if I could directionally influence where I was when I'm jumping. So then I didn't have to make sure that I was jumping at the perfect angle every time and had foresight to know what's coming up ahead. But, how convenient for that tornado to stop, but unfortunately that's a B.
Just made it.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Sonic. That was atrocious. Ugh, that Mach speed section's just not fun. I have gone through that one time without getting hit. And then but then I ended up, you know, not getting that good of a grade, so I had to redo it. But, useless metal, go! But not only that, we can now play as Shadow the Hedgehog, which will be the last of the 3 main stories I end up doing, so keep that in mind. But, oh well, let's move on.
No matter where we go, all we see are ruins. How can this be our future?
How could it come to this?
Eggman in past alone.
Could it be true? If I eliminate that guy, will our world be saved?
The day of disaster. Here are my records of this event. This was when Iblis was freed, and his flames were released into the world. And you have this person to blame.
I see it! So that blue hedgehog's the Iblis trigger?
Blue Hedgehog.
I'll send us back in time to the point when the Iblis trigger was alive. What the? Who was that guy? He looked just like Shadow.
Shit, we missed a Shadow android.
Terrible! According to the data, the princess died when she was kidnapped by Eggman. Apparently, Eggman's battleship exploded. The date of this incident was 2 days after the Festival of the Sun.
If we don't return in time, Elise will die on board Eggman's battleship. That means...
Yeah,